I see this all the time. You've gone through it, I've gone through it. You're trying to fix your agent, so you add more instructions. But instead of making your agent better, that increases your cost and actually reduces reliability. And the fix is very simple. Cut your prompt down. So today I'm showing you a live build hour session where we did exactly that. 8 minutes of work for a 20% cost reduction. And more importantly, the agent functions now actually work. And this isn't theoretical advice about writing prompts. This is a real build hour session where we diagnose both a cost problem and a reliability problem. Then we fix both in under 8 minutes. So you'll see the actual clip of the problem solving happening in real time, and also learn why the 3,500 token threshold that retail has matters for both cost and performance. And you're gonna get some specific techniques you can apply to your own agents immediately. By the end of this video, you'll understand why the 3,500 token threshold exists and why it affects both cost and reliability. You're gonna see a live build hour session where we cut a prompt from 5,500 tokens to 3,500 tokens and learn 2 or 3 proven techniques for shortening your own prompts. You'll walk away knowing how to audit your own prompts and get them under the threshold where your agents perform best and cost less. So by the end of this video, you'll know the exact techniques I use to reduce prompts in order to minimize cost but maximize reliability. And I'm gonna give you everything that you need. The prompt that I use in the clip that you're about to watch to create, audit, and fix prompts. I'm gonna share with you the research that backs this, and I'm gonna give you more clarity on the formula to calculate your cost. Because although retail will show you a cumulative cost, that is actually not accurate, and I'm gonna show you how to understand your cost. Oh, and also, while we're cutting down that prompt from 5,500 tokens to the 3,500 threshold, I also share one technique for making agent functions reliable while reducing the size. Now get ready to take notes. My name is Alejo, co-founder of Amplify Voice. I've been an AI engineer and data scientist for the last 8 years, and I've seen this phenomenon over and over again in our private consultations, in our school community, and we have fallen into this trap as well, where we're trying to fix the agent, but we're adding more instructions thinking that that's going to fix it. What that results in is incoherent instructions, conflicting instructions, and a lot of redundancies. Redundancies meaning there's the same instruction explained multiple times. Costs go up, and although we fix this one issue, new issues pop up. The way we do it now is that with the master prompt that we've created that you can get in the first link below, it has very clear instructions that when we're fixing prompts, we don't need to add more things. We don't need to add sections. Usually, we want to reduce. We want to make more concise and clearer. Check out the clip from build hours, and then I'll walk you through the research and how to calculate your own cost. See you later.
Those who aren't familiar, there's this project that I recommend that you guys create on Claude. You can also create it on ChatGPT. I prefer Claude. And in this project, the instructions are a master prompt. This is a prompt that I've shared with you. I will show you where to get as well. And it creates prompts. It not only creates prompts, but also audits them as well. I'm gonna go down to the bottom, and essentially it says, when upgrading prompts, identify specific prompt improvements rather than general suggestions. And we always check for redundancies and conflicts and ambiguities in improvements. There are 10 example interactions. There's a thorough explanation of how to do cancellations. There's something where the prompt is getting bloated. That's the word that we use when the prompt is bigger than it really needs to be, bloated. So with this master prompt, I'm just gonna plug in his prompt and ask it for feedback, but specific feedback, because what we want to do is make that prompt smaller. I'm gonna paste it in, and I'm gonna go. This prompt is 5,500 tokens long, 2,000 tokens too long. What are the redundancies that you can identify that can help us make the prompt shorter? Ask me any strategic questions. Okay, cool. Clarifying questions, cancellation, reschedule frequency, the cancellation section, and I'm going to be very manual on this. I'm going to read word by word. This is very, very important. Cancellation section appears 3 times with overlapping content. like lines like cancellation handling. That's also what I noticed. Cancellation rescheduling a high volume use case, or is this primarily an appointment booking agent where those edge cases are rare? What do you think, Bilal?
Yeah, I think so. That's our yeah.
Okay, cool. Primarily booking. Those are edge cases. Okay, next. There are 5 detailed scripted rebuttals for specific objections. Do you need this level of scripting, or would high-level principles suffice? In this case, because we're very focused on reducing tokens, and there were like probably like 300-400 tokens in there, I'm gonna go for that high-level principles. And the agent will sound more natural too. You have 10 example interactions. GPT 4.1 learns heavily from examples, but 10 is excessive. This it learned from that master prompt that I spent way too many hours creating. Which 2-3 scenarios are most critical to demonstrate? I suggest keeping 1 happy path, 1 objection handling, 1 times don't work scenario. I would lean not towards deleting like 7. Is there a way to combine the essentials into 3-4 examples? The essentials, the scenarios, that's what those example interactions are, is essentially different scenarios. Like that time doesn't work. Are there other times? In business information handling, address, phone number, walk-in policy, appearing conflict instructions, and multiple examples. Should this live in one place only? Do you need it reinforced? That's a very good question. My philosophy is that for functions, you want to reinforce. You want to give it in instructions. You want to give it in example interactions and the function descriptions themselves. For things like business details, I would probably just having in context, especially if you're having issues with prompts being too long. And are all 3 appointment types equally important? Gym, tour, personal training, you tell me.
Yeah, the personal training one is not that, but gym tool and free trial is much important.
Okay. We won't add too much nuance, so it doesn't kind of like get confused, but we'll go with equally important. Okay, we'll see what happens next. So this is the plan. Love that it's actually creating a plan before writing the prompt. We've got consolidation of cancellation rescheduling into 1 compact section, 3 separate blocks with overlapping conflicting instructions, excessive scripting. Yes. For cancellations, get a reason, confirm number. Yeah, that definitely makes sense. Again, right, with functions, you want to be very careful. You want to be extra explicit. So if you have the example interactions for each function, I would strongly recommend that, having 1 example interaction for each function that needs to be used. So in this case, would be 1 for booking, 1 for canceling, 1 for rescheduling. Replace verbose objection scripts with principles. Love it. Combine examples into 3 or 4 composite scenarios. Let's see. Happy path booking, availability check, info collection, spelling confirmation, booking confirmation. Lovely. Times don't work. So objection handling, multiple availability checks. That's good to have the agent do or show it what multiple availability checks looks like, and then successful booking. Information request, booking redirect. Caller asks address, walk-in policy. Agent provides info, redirects to booking, and then brief demonstration of the flow. Edge case for reschedule, cancel. Okay, I'm gonna come back to this. I'm gonna write something now. For 3, we want 1 scenario, 1 example interaction for cancellation, and 1 for rescheduling. These are tricky functions that need to be very explicit for the agent. And what do I mean? What I mean is that in the example interaction itself, you want to have something. I'm going to pull up your prompt and then kind of show you what I mean. I mean that you want to have like, and then activate the this function. No worries. Let me check for availability again. And then you want to have a use check availability function in there. That can be very powerful in guiding the agent to using functions the right way. So what that would look like, just to show you guys, what that would look like is something like this. No worries, let me check availability again. And then use check availability and return results. And this is a kind of a next step. So the agent has to do 3 steps. It's not 1, it's 3. Say this, use the function, return the result. So you want to have it in separate lines. Are these hard rules? No, but this is what kind of works reliably, not only for the LLM, but for human brains as well. So let's keep going. This is a very time-consuming process, but it's worth it because it saves you a lot of money. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, business info, consolidate duplicate rules. Lovely. Yes. Keeping instructions only. I stopped using important reminders, by the way. Up to you whether you keep it, but as long as your prompt is not bloated and they're not conflicting instructions, you don't really need important reminders, and it might actually save you some tokens. Okay, let's see. And Claude's estimation of tokens, also ChatGPT's is terrible, so this probably higher than this. Okay, now build the full out the full. Oh wait, I can yeah. For checking availability, that would look like this. And then we can show it what is that format that we want for those functions. This is something I could probably add to the master prompt, where it's like agent says, use function, agent says. And then now build out the full prompt. Okay, and we're gonna let it do its thing. So that is the process for creating or shortening a long prompt. We've done this for our agents. It works pretty reliably. But you kind of need to start your testing from 0 now. It's as if you've never tested this agent before because the whole prompt has now changed. Lovely. Thank you, Bilal, for the great question. I will send you this as soon as it is ready.
Now, what just happened? I used a few different techniques in order to make this agent more effective while reducing the cost. Number 1 is removing redundant instructions. Same instructions said twice, 3 times in different ways throughout the prompt. We don't need that. We can only say it once as long as it's clear. Number 2, consolidate examples. I am big on having example interactions in the prompt, but you don't need 12 examples for every possible branch. As long as we cover the happy paths, then when the user is unavailable, what should that sound like? And then examples of how to use each function, then you're good to go. And then the third technique for increasing function reliability is using this agent function agent format. Within the example interaction, we want to show the agent how the LLM actually does this. The LLM will say something, then have a next line, a next output for a function, and then it will say something after the function. So we're leveraging how LLMs already work. That's why this increases reliability. So let's break down what just happened. First, Bilal was having an issue with reliability. His prompts weren't working, his functions especially weren't triggering at the right times. And that's what happens the longer your system prompt is. There's research to back this, so let me walk you a little bit through this chart and what the researchers discovered. And big disclaimer, this does talk about some fundamental properties issues with LLMs, but this research specifically isn't about voice AI or conversational agents. If you want to learn more, you can go to the link. So what this graph represents is that throughout different models, the longer the prompt is, 100 tokens, 1,000 tokens, 10,000 tokens, the longer the prompt is, the lower the accuracy is. The more mistakes the agents make. Different models have different thresholds, and that alone doesn't make any one model better than the other.
But they all show a similar phenomenon.
And if you take this one example literally, you'd say that after 1,000 tokens, the accuracy plummets. And that's why we have to take a step back and put this research into perspective, because this is not specifically for conversational voice AI. But research is bound to come up that supports this evidence. And if you know of any of that research, put it in the comments below and I'll add it to the description. So what we can learn from this is that by reducing the general size of our prompt, then we can increase the effectiveness. That also means don't give your agents 10 different things to do. Make your agents focused and they will be way more reliable. That's where the threshold of 3,500 tokens that retail has, above which they start charging you more for the LLM, is actually very aligned on the success of the agent. So we can hit two birds with one stone by reducing the size of the prompt. And remember that the master prompt that I use, that you can use too, exactly how I did, is in the link below. Now let's understand that cost surcharge. Above 3,500 tokens, you're gonna get an extra cost when running the LLM. Above 3,500 tokens, there's gonna be added costs. How much exactly? Well, if the LLM that you chose is 5 cents per minute, then after 3,500 tokens above 3,500, you're going to get charged that same amount. So if you have a prompt with 7,000 tokens and your LLM costs 5 cents per minute, then you're going to get charged 10 cents per minute. In this case, we have an example of 5,200 tokens, which is 1,700 tokens above the 35 threshold. So we get charged an extra 2.4 cents per minute. This cost, 12 cents per minute, does not reflect that yet. This is a bug and I'm sure they will fix it at some point. So keep in mind that you can see this cost and the real cost is 12 cents plus the difference between these two numbers. So 2.4 cents extra. Thus, this agent costs 14.4 cents per minute to run. And there's more detail in the retail documentation that I'll leave linked in the description. Okay, now one big caveat. Retail gives us a tip utilizing knowledge bases or conversation flow in order to optimize token usage. I care about optimizing for accuracy, for quality. External knowledge bases have their problems. Conversation flow has their problems. When it comes to reliability, I have found that single prompt is the most reliable method. And condensing all of the information and instructions into that prompt is also the most reliable method. And you might very well ask, well, what if I have a knowledge base that's 20,000 tokens long? Then I would suggest that you use my master prompt to reduce the size of that knowledge base without losing any valuable information. Are you telling me that in 20,000 tokens, there's no repeated information at all? And that is where not just prompting, but system design create good agents. And if you're interested in learning how to build really good agents that are very well designed, then you should check out the masterclass that I created on how to prompt voice agents. It walks you through the full thought process in real time. I'm building the prompt, I'm testing it, and I'm walking you step by step through my master prompt. I'll leave that video linked below. And what you just saw with Bilal, I do twice a week with the community in something we call build hours. It's not just education, it's implementation and troubleshooting. But not only that, how do we make these sellable? Builders get too focused on what to build. And what I specialize in is in understanding when it's time to pause. This works well enough, let's go sell it. Because by delivering is how you will perfect your agents. That's why we also have sales hour once a week in the community. And for more advanced techniques and things that we are learning with our own clients, we have workshop Wednesdays. So 4 events a week, every single week, and we give out all the resources so you can also thrive in your AI agency journey. You can start today with a free trial, get the master prompt, and start optimizing your prompts. I'd love for you to drop a comment below if I missed anything else that you'd like to learn about. I'm here to share, and all I ask in return is for you to like and subscribe. It really helps with getting this knowledge to more people. You now know what happens with long prompts. Your costs go up, your reliability goes down. And you also experienced me helping a community member live save money while getting ready to get their next sale. And yes, although your token count is important to keep an eye on, it's more important for your business to thrive. So now I'm a little conflicted because I usually end with never stop prompting, and I guess for today is never stop prompting and then never stop selling. I'll see you in the next one.